Take your time with things. It's very easy to get caught up and overwhelmed by whatever's going on in your life, and to think that everything is happening right right now, and everything's gotta happen right now, you know. But really, it doesn't. Really, you can slow down a little bit. You have more time than you think most of the time, and you can you can breathe. You don't need to have a million things going on all at one time. You know, you have a lot of time in a day to space out your work, and even more time in a week to space it out. But you will, as long as you get whatever you need to get done, there's no issue, right? Like, you're, people who tend to stress themselves out about how fast things have to come together in order for the rest of their plan to work out. Some cases that might be true. In others, people are stressing themselves out over nothing, right? There's just this kind of, I don't know if you would call it a culture that people have built, but this whole idea of you gotta struggle when you're a teenager, and so you're a millionaire by the time you're 22. And it'd be definitely easier to buy a house and to live when you're a millionaire at 22, right? You don't even really have much else figured out besides your money at that point. If you're running a business, you have that, but you don't really know much else outside of that by that point, right? You've spent your time when you were younger struggling, hustling, whatever, trying to make this million, and now you're lost. Now you've got nothing else because, and don't get me wrong, I would fucking love to be a millionaire by the time I'm 22, right? But I don't think that should be your only goal, or the reason that you gotta stay up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You should be able to slow down a little bit, take a day or two off, right? It's better for you. You'll probably be a lot happier when you are successful because you took that time to relax, to go out to live a little bit, and then come back, keep doing whatever you gotta do to get to your definition of success. People think that if not everything happens right now, if it's not instant, then it's over. It's not gonna work. But, that's not the case. You gotta be willing to take your time. You gotta be willing to kind of go through all the blocks that come with, striving for success and whatnot. And you gotta be willing to deal with all that and to slow down and to be slowed down by other things, It's not a straight shot. Nothing is, right? You just everyone's figuring it out, especially when you're, 18, 19 years old. You don't know everything. And you can't expect to be able to rush through everything that you want to do and, really be proud of what you've accomplished, because you never took time during the process to step back from it and look at it and see what you've done so far and what still needs to be done. There's, people might say you're procrastinating, you're lazy if you take a couple of days off, but it's, that kind of mindset is kind of a shitty one to have, because, you'll never be able to just enjoy some little things about life, the slower parts of it, and I don't know how people could do that. not be able to just stop for a second, look around them. Like I love the movie Ferris Bueller, right? I love that movie. That's like one of my favorite movies, because the whole idea is you gotta slow down. You gotta take a break from the stresses of everyday life and just go have fun for a little bit. Take your time, let things play out in the moment, instead of trying to always thinking about the future, like 10 years in the future, 5 years in the future, whatever. Just to, what time is it? That's 11:10 at night. What's going on? Like, what's going on right now that I can do? It's I guess I'm building off my last video a little bit, but yeah, taking your time is like, the reason that, taking your time is like it's just something to make sure that when you reach whatever point you want to reach, that it feels a lot more well earned. It feels a lot more, full, because along the way you stopped and you looked at what you had, in the past, and what you did, and where you are, and then where you will be from that point. Might be a dumb rant, but just something I was thinking about. Bye.